My name is Isabel, and this is my journey from self-hate to kind of self-love, but I would call it self-acceptance.
Isabelle lives in Västerås, Sweden, and in this video she's going to talk about her life, her upbringing and her journey to self-acceptance.
I identify as a lesbian, but I haven't always. It's been quite a long journey to find out who I really am, and I'm still finding out. Well, I know now it started when I was really small, my lesbianity or whatever. When I think about how I was like when I was a kid, I now know I was super gay. But the norms of society was so strong and still are. So it was like I never had the idea that I could be anything else than straight. I was really tomboyish in my expression, and I always felt so fucking strange. I felt really different from everybody else, and that sparked my self-hate. A self-hate that was enforced also by a member in my biological family. That person really made my strangeness even stronger.
This person really made Isabelle's childhood difficult. Among other things, they made sure that Isabelle was very isolated growing up and even made her drop out of school. And also they manipulated Isabelle quite a lot.
They were told me from a really early age, from when I was 10 or something, I think you're a lesbian. And I was like, no, I'm not. And then they continued over years and years, you're gay, super gay, while also talking about how wrong that was, but not in those exact words. They were telling me that I was tomboyish, I was a lesbian, but I was supposed to be like a girl, like a stereotypical girl, and I was supposed to have kids with a man. When I was a teenager and had heard for years already that I was a lesbian and that was wrong, this person got me 2 seasons of the L Word on DVD. It was their way of mocking me, so I just put it in a corner in my room and acted like I didn't even care, but really I was super hurt. But then a couple of months later I was bored and found them and started watching them, and I was like, oh, okay, so this is what I'm missing out on. But kind of subconsciously, because I didn't want to admit to myself that I was really a lesbian. But I was starting to maybe consider the fact that maybe I was a little bit bisexual. I wasn't. I was super gay.
But it took her many years to understand this, even if she now can see that she showed signs early on.
Well, I realized in hindsight that I had feelings for girls from a really early age. The first one I can remember, I was maybe 9 or something, and my internalized homophobia had already started. So there was a girl in my class who told me she liked me and then tried to kiss me, and I pushed her away and told her that she was disgusting, and I wasn't like that. And my strong reaction was because I didn't want to recognize that part of myself. I probably got angry with her because she brought that out, and I thought myself was disgusting, so of course I thought she was disgusting too.
And a lot of this internalized homophobia comes from that person that influenced Isabelle a lot.
But this person is sick with a mental disease, so the logic isn't quite there, or wasn't. We don't speak anymore, fortunately, which is good, really good for the relationship I have with myself. Ever since I stopped talking with that person, my life has been dramatically better, or my relationship with myself has become dramatically better. It's given me the space to get to know myself and to stop hating myself so much. And it's helped me come to terms with my identity, and it's helped me make being a lesbian the best part of me that I love the most. It's like I want to shout it from the rooftops, you know? It's like I get so emotional just thinking about how much I love calling myself a lesbian.
But how did this hate turn into so much love? Like the thing that she hated most about herself is now the thing that she likes the most.
It feels like a radical self-acceptance in opposition to what I felt my entire life, which was radical self-hate and not being able to accept what I was feeling because the most significant person in my life didn't accept who I was, so I couldn't do that either.
And the change started when Isabel cut this person out of her life. So they were living together in Spain at that time, and Isabel was on a short visit here in Sweden. And when she was supposed to go back, something happened.
And then when I was supposed to take the flight back, my body just refused to get on the train and get on the flight. I was just like knocked down and I couldn't move. It was like physically impossible to go back. And I thought like, well damn, I guess I just need some time alone. But I've now realized it was because my body tried to save me, you know. It was like, if you don't cut this out right now, you're gonna die. So I'm gonna stop you. This was the spring of 2018. So I was here in Västerås with a friend, staying with a friend. And then I saw a post advertising, like, do you want to be a volunteer for Västerås Pride? Apply now. And I was like, yeah, I'm going to be a volunteer. That's a good thing to occupy myself with.
And she applied, and there she met a very special person.
Then I saw a woman who was one of the board members, and I was like, oh my God. And told them, like, I can work every day, all day. But before I had, like, told them I can work a couple of hours. But after I saw her, I was like, okay, I'm gonna be there all the time. On the last night at the Pride party, she picked me up or whatever. That was amazing, and we've been together ever since.
And she has also played a big part in helping Isabel get over her toxic upbringing and this relationship.
And she has helped me so much in my journey to, like, loving myself. It's not a pretty journey to go from self-hate to actually caring about yourself. She's had to take, not had to, she have chosen to stick with me through my journey and help me. Without her, I wouldn't be where I am today. It's like I owe everything to her. I've done a lot of the work myself too, but I wouldn't have been able to do it without her support, I'm sure.
Isabel really has done and is still doing a lot of work to get over this self-hate.
So I started therapy in a lot of forms. I'm gonna get more therapy to work through my childhood and adult life trauma to be able to love myself even more, hopefully, in all the areas of my life, not just the area of being a lesbian. I want to feel that love for myself in all areas.
Finally, I asked Isabel to summarize her journey in a couple of sentences.
I went from trying to force myself to be straight to kind of accepting that I might be bisexual, to identifying as I'm bisexual, to like telling myself, no, stop this madness, you are a lesbian. And then I just kept affirming that to myself. I'm a lesbian, I'm a lesbian. I kept telling people I'm a lesbian. And now I'm a lesbian and I love it. It's the best thing in my life, being a lesbian, seriously. There's nothing better. It's the best part of me. And I'm so good at being a lesbian. I love it.